Hi coders, welcome back to 30 Days of Python series. I am Suresh Kumar Tulsiram. I am taking you to the day 22 of the Python series. Today's topic is file handling, read, write, append CSV in Python. So far we learned first program in Python, variable data types, variable naming rules, operators in Python, bitwise operators, bitwise shifting, complements, strings, lists, tuples, dictionaries, sets in Python, if and else in Python, loops we explained in Python, functions in Python, loop control statements, loop challenges, pattern, prime numbers, sum, variable scopes, local, global, non-local, list, tuples and dictionaries, recursion, Fibonacci, fan factorial. And today's topic lists are opening and closing files, reading files, writing files, appending to files, slide points, recap. In Python, we use open function to work with files. Wherever we open a file, we need to tell Python what we want to do. Read, write or append. If I use R, it means read mode, which is the default. If I use W, it means write mode. And remember, this will overwrite the file completely. If I use A, it means append mode. This will add new content to the end of the file without deleting the old one. We can also open files in binary mode with B or in the text mode with T, which is a default. Here is a simple example. You can see that file equal to open demo text. R means read. Print file dot read and file dot close. So it opens the file and read the file and close the file. Notice how I close the file with file dot close, open bracket, close bracket. This is very important because it frees up system resources. But the best practices in Python is to use with the statement like this, with open demo dot text read file as f, then print f dot read, open bracket, close bracket. This way Python automatically closes the file for you. So always remember, open the file, do your work and close it properly. Let's learn how to read files in Python. The first method is read. It reads the whole file at once. The second method is read line. It reads just one line at a time. And the third is read lines. It reads all the lines and stores them in a list. Here is a quick example using the with statement. With open demo.text comma R as f, print f dot readline, then print f dot readlines. First readline, f dot readline reads the first line. F dot readlines reads remaining lines into the list. In this example, the first readline gives me only the very first line of the file, and then readlines grabs all the remaining lines and puts them inside a list, so you can loop through them easily. Using with open is the best practice because the file automatically closes once the block finishes. Now let's see how to write to files in Python. If I open a file W mode, Python will either create a brand new file or overwrite an existing one. To actually write content, we use the write open bracket close bracket method. It adds a string into the file. Here is an example. With open demo.text w as a f dot write hello python slash backslash n f dot write, this is the day 22. In this code, Python creates to open demo.text and then writes two lines inside it. Notice this backslash n at the end of the first string, that is new line character. So the next sentence starts on a fresh line. And again, since we used with open, the file closes automatically after writing. Now, what if we don't open to overwrite the file, but instead of add new text at the end? That is where A mode comes in append mode. In append mode, Python keeps all the old content safe and only adds new text at the end of the file. Here is an example. With open demo.text A as f dot write backslash n appended line. In this code, Python opens the file demo.text in append mode and then adds a new line at the end. Notice the backslash n that makes sure that new lines start on a fresh row instead of merging with the old text. This is very useful when you want to log data or keep adding notes without losing your existing file content. Now let's move on to something very common working with CSV files in Python. CSV is comma separated value. Python has a built-in model called CSV, which makes it easy to read and write CSV data. When we want to read CSV file, we use CSV.reader, and we want to write data into the CSV file, we use CSV writer. Here is a quick example of writing into CSV file. Import CSV, that is the import with open students.csv w new line as writer CSV dot writer f writer dot write now write row name age course writer dot write row alias 22 and Python. In this code, I first import the CSV model. Then I open a file named student.csv in write mode. Using CSV writer, I create writer object and then I use writer.write row to write rows into the CSV file. The first row is usually the header like name, age and course. The next row contains the actual data. For example, alias age 22 enrolled in Python. Notice the parameter new line inside open. This prevents blank lines from appearing in the CSV file. Earlier we saw how to write data into the CSV file. Now let's learn how to read data back from it. For this, Python gives us CSV.reader. It reads each row of the CSV file and gives it as a list. Here is example. Import CSV with open students.csv, comma or as f reader equal to CSV.reader f for row in reader print row. When we run this, the output will look like this. Within box bracket, name age course. Within box bracket, alias 22 Python. The first row is the header and the second row is the actual data we added earlier. Each row comes out as a list of values which you can use directly in your program. So remember, use CSV writer to save data and CSV reader to load it back. Let's quickly summarize what we learned today about working with files in Python. File modes, we use R for reading, W for writing, A for appending and B for binary files. Reading, we can use .read to get the whole file, .readline to get just one line, .readlines to get all lines as a list. Writing, .write method let us write strings into a file. Remember, W mode overrides existing content. Appending, A mode keeps old content safe and adds new text at the end. CSV files, Python's built-in CSV model helps us work with spreadsheets. We use CSV.writer to write rows and CSV reader to read them back. So now you know how to open, read, write, append and even handle CSV files in Python. We quickly recap what we learned today. First, the use open file name mode to open files. Always remember to close your file or better use with statement. So Python closes it for you automatically. For reading you have three options. Read for the whole file, readline for one line, readlines for to grab all lines into a list. When writing, remember write mode overwrites everything while append mode adds new content at the end. And finally use spreadsheets and structured data. Use Python's built-in CSV model with CSV reader and CSV writer. That's the complete picture of the file handling in Python. Hi coders, quickly we'll move on to the day 22 demonstration. File handling, read, write, append CSV with examples and we have the clear demonstration. You see writing to a file. Code example, writing to a file. Okay, what we do is, see it automatically shows the command, AI shows already command. Okay, this is the command. With open demo.text. Okay, demo.text. W is writing to a file as F. This is the command. With open demo.text, you have to open a demo.text. It will create the file. With the write. Write means W. You can write whatever it is. As F. Okay, as F. So this is one variable we have declared here. As F. Then F.write is the command. Whatever you give within double quote, it will append. That is, it will add. See, hello, this date 22 of Python series. Then this \n, nothing but next line. Next line you add one more thing. It moved to the next line. Then again, if you give command within this, we are learning file handling. This will be added in the second line and it goes to the third line. And simply, these two will be written into the file. Let us see. Now, The now print data return successfully should come. Just click it. See, when I run it without any error, it does data return successfully. It is coming. Okay. How to see the read the content of the file? Let us see. How to read the content? We have written demo.txt text. We have written 2 lines. We added 2 lines, and we will see how to see that file. Reading from a file. From a file. Okay. So it gives auto text. Okay. With open demo.txt, you have to open the file. We are writing the command to open the file and say read as f. Then content equal to f dot read. Then print file content, that is actually whatever you type here, it will display. Then the content is the variable, it will store whatever the content we already written here, store in this variable, and we are actually printing that variable. Let us see when I run it. See, whatever we written here, it is reading using this command. Hello, this is day 22 of Python series. We are learning file handling, and give a space also here. Because next line here next line so it given space also there is. Okay. Now we will see appending. Appending, you know that we are going to add. We already the demo.txt have 2 lines. We are going to add one more appending. For that appending, what is the command? With open what? Demo.txt. That is the one. And you have to say for appending, A is the appending. Okay. Then as F colon. Now what we do is F dot write, we have to append this line. This line is appended at the end of the file. Okay. And next line should go. Okay. Now after this print should print data loaded successfully, data appended successfully. Now I run it. Now data appended. Already we have only 2 lines. Now the data is appended. One more line is appended. If you want to see that line by line, if you want to see that, again you have to give read command with open demo.txt comma as r. No, then as f. What do? We have to, I say contents equal to f dot read. Whatever the content inside the demo.txt will be stored in this variable contents. Okay. Now what we do is we will see print the content. Okay. File content, I say next line. Okay. Comma n comma contents. Okay. See, hello, this is day 22 of Python series. We are learning file handling. Up to this it was there. Then we have appended one more line here. So here we appended this line, appended end of this file, and one more line also added. You see the space here. Reading file. Okay. Okay. Now we will see. Now we know how to create the file. That is writing a file. You created this demo.txt and you write the 2 lines here. Then we will see how to read it. Then we have appended one more line also added. Okay. One more line also we have added. After that we will read the file and it shows 3 lines. Okay. Now the next part is CSV file. CSV is comma separated file. Okay. Comma separated value. But CSV file is nothing but comma separated value. Let us see now how to create that. Okay. Simply you have to import comma CSV. I'll write the first heading. CSV file handling. Simply write now. Okay. Now import CSV. First line is that. Now CSV, we have library imported. Now write into to CSV with open. We are going to open a new file. Students, that we are going to create this file. CSV, comma, the create means what? W write. New line equal to with the space. Okay. With the space as file. See, it is giving suggestions also. I am going to add, okay, writer equal to CSV dot writer file. Okay, writer equal to, writer is a variable, and CSV dot writer file. Okay, then you have to write row command with this value, name, age, grade. Then writer dot write row, one more row we are going to add, alias 21A. Writer dot write row, this third line, Bob. We are going to create, see, comma separated value using this command. This is CSV file we have opened, and we have written 3 lines, 3 rows, in which this is the header, name, age, grade, and these are the values. Okay, now the final way, print. I am just giving command CSV file created successfully. Okay, now I am just okay. You should not give here. Okay, you should not give space here. New line, you have to give empty string. Okay, you have to, this should be empty string, not space. New line, this is the command. This new line should be within quotes without any space. Okay, now you run file created successfully. Now what we do is, we have written a file, and how to read it, we will see how to read it. CSV file handling read. Okay, import CSV. Now we have written the file, 3 rows we have written. Okay, now we are going to read the file. How to read? Same command with open. See, with open this read file, reader equal to CSV dot reader file for row in reader. For row in reader, print row. So each row you just read, you give this loop command, then it will give you the output successfully. See, name, age, grade, alias 21A. So we have created a CSV file here, and we have read it. Okay. So friends, in today's session we learned write W creates or overwrites a file, read or read file contents, append A adds data at the end without overwriting. We also learned how to build with this, how to work with CSV files using Python CSV model, import CSV, and you can able to operate it. Okay. So file analysis is essential for real world projects like data analysis, logging, or saving user data. These are things. That's all the session today, and see you tomorrow in next concepts in Python. That's all for today's session on file handling in Python. Now you know how to open files, read from them, write to them, and even append new data safely. We also learned why using with statement is the best practice. In the next lessons, we will dive into something very important, exception handling, so you can make your programs error proof. See you in day 20.